Last time I 3D printed one of Germany's most iconic weapons, the Panzerfaust. This time I've 3D printed the cheapest weapon of World War II, the Sten Gun. So now all the parts are printed, I've removed all of the excess filament and supports. The next step is to sand down any rough bits, and it usually helps if you switch the power on to the plug, which I forgot to do. So all the bits are sorted, sanded it down, got all the little bits out. Now we just need to figure out how to put it together, because it didn't come with instructions, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. So I will be back shortly once I've figured it out. So I've moved inside. It was a little bit too hot outside and none of it fitted properly, so I've sanded down the bits that wouldn't fit. You can see the sanding marks on there, and I think I've just about figured out where everything goes. I will double check before I glue it together. I'm going to use super glue because last time, on the last project I did, which was the Panzerfaust, hot glue didn't work, and model glue that you use for airfix and stuff didn't work either, so super glue did. So I'm going to use that again. So I'm just going to double check the drawings to make sure I've got everything right, and I'm going to put it together and we'll see how it looks when it's done. I've also got a strap to put on it as well. So let's give it a go.
Make sure I get this the right way around. No!
the British Sten submachine gun, born out of an urgent need to produce weapons quickly and cheaply after the loss of hardware at Dunkirk. It became the second most highly produced submachine gun of World War II after the Soviet PPSH-41. Successfully designed, so it was cheap and could be produced in high numbers. Between 3.7 and 4.6 million were built. But it also earned the reputation of being unreliable. Nevertheless, it became an important weapon for British troops, commandos and the resistance. Built at the Small Arms Factory Enfield, Harold Turpin had an idea for a trigger mechanism that only had 2 moving parts. He showed it to his boss, Major Reginald Shepherd, and the Ministry of Munitions said yes. Now the name Sten, the S stands for Shepherd, T stands for Turpin, the 2 guys that built it, and then EN, some say England, some say Enfield, the factory it was built in. The first prototype was built in January 8th, 1941, made out of stamped metal parts with minimal welding, and cost £2.50 to make. So that is my 3D printed Sten Gun. I had a few issues with the file. Stuff was standing up on the plate, so I had to, and this actually fell over, and it was about 10 minutes away from finishing, but it just missed that top edge. That was so annoying. So I had to spin them onto the sides. So you'll have to do that in the file if you want to print it. The file's in the description. It took about 29 hours and 10 minutes to do, which isn't too bad considering it's a complete gun. There were some spare bits though. Yeah, I hope I've built that right from the parts I had. There were some parts left over, I'm not quite sure why. So if you take those bits out, it will take less than 29 hours. But I didn't realise that, so I've just wasted filament. But hey, there we go. And it cost about £33.74. That was all the filament and the sling. So it's about 20 quid for a roll of filament, and the sling was about a tenner. So it's basically the equivalent of a whole reel and getting the sling. If you wanted a reproduction, that would set you back about 150, whereas originals are about £1,000. So I think 30 quid for a 3D printed one's pretty good. Obviously did the sanding, got most of it off. It's still, some of it still doesn't look great, but hey, just adds a bit of texture to the gun, I suppose. There's no instructions to build it, so I did struggle with that a little bit, but there's plenty of pictures out on the internet of parts of Sten Guns, like it exploded version, so you can see all the parts. There will be a picture in this, so if you want to print it, just pause the video on the picture and you'll be able to build it. So yeah, that's about it. Link to the files in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. What do you want to see me print next? I've got some ideas of what I want to do next, so let me know what you want to see. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I shall see you next time.